Hi, my name is Diogo. We're here at Local A53. I'm a fire protection installer, and today I'll be showing you how to thread pipe. This right here is a Rigid 300. It's one of the variations of our power machines used to thread pipe. Here we have an example of galvanized pipe. I'll be showing you how to thread it. So there's already a thread on there. So I'll use the cutter tool on this rig to cut the end of the pipe. In terms of safety, of course, you always want to wear your glasses. It does get very loud. You want to wear your earplugs also. And contrary to what you might think, it's actually advisable not to wear gloves. There have been instances where installers would be using the machine and the gloves would actually get caught. It starts rotating your hand and disaster can occur. If you have to use gloves, maybe nitrile gloves, they rip away easily. So now that you've cut the end of the pipe, you have to use what you call a reamer. So the point of the reamer is to make sure you've got a big enough orifice at the end of the pipe to allow ease of access for the water to flow through. Now we are ready to thread the pipe. What we use to thread the pipe is what we call a die head. So this is actually already set up for 1/2 inch, which is awesome. You'll have the die head in the open position like this, ready to put the pipe in through. So then you've also got dies here that create a nice tapered thread. If you run it without oil, you can actually burn the tapered threads here, and then you just wouldn't be getting good threads on the pipe. Not to mention that if you do it without oil, it'll start smoking up and you don't want to be breathing that in. When you first start your apprenticeship in the trade, this will be your bread and butter. This is what you're going to be using day in and day out. Learning the tool, it's actually quite easy. It's not as complicated as it looks. There's very few components going on. You have a pedal on the floor that actually runs the machine for you. It's very easy. You don't need strength at all to use this machine. As far as math required to use the machine, the only thing you'd really need to know would be to use your measuring tape to get the proper measurement for the pipe. Learning how to read measurements, especially in empirical fractions, empirical inches and feet, that would be not only an asset, a complete requirement here in Canada and in the USA. The power machine here is probably the one tool you'll see at 99% of work sites. As a fresh apprentice, you would be solely responsible for keeping the machine well maintained and in good working condition.